Hello, I am Cathartic Psychic Healer, and this is a general reading for Leo for the month of April in 2018. This is a general reading for Leo for April 2018. If your sun, moon, or rising sign is Leo, this reading is for you. Please comment, like, subscribe, share. Hit the notification bell so that way you receive an immediate notification when I upload a video. Leo, Leo, Leo. Spirit, help me. Guided Leos. Spirit, help me. Cycling Leos. Spirit, tell me what's going on with Leo in the month of April. Leo. Lots of fire and lots of air. Lots of air, lots of fire. Leo, you are a fire sign. And your fire right now, it appears to be dimmed. Your fire appears to be dimmed, and you're not having as much life and fun and energy as what you normally do. Your sun is just, you're ruled by the sun, and it's a little bit diminished because your mind is clouded. And it says the Six of Swords. It says a journey of mind or body. It's undertaken with good results. That's good though. That is good. Your mind and body is taken with good results. Next, you have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands in reverse. Indecisive, unstable, and theatrical person, like a violent nature, given a temper tantrums, superficial and untrustworthy news or actions. So maybe you heard something that was untrustworthy. Maybe you heard something that somebody that you didn't trust within somebody else who was also a Leo or a Sagittarius or an Aries. Maybe you heard this with this person, and you started to thinking with your mind more and less with your heart. And maybe that's why your fire is a little bit dim, because Leos have good hearts and they like, you know what I mean, their friends around them. They like, you know, their relationship to be. They like to bring people together around them, literally orbiting around them. You know what I mean? So maybe you felt like that wasn't. It was maybe you were either acting violent because of things that weren't working in your way, or someone else was doing that to you that also was a Leo or another fire sign, which is Aries or Sagittarius. And now it's making you think with your mind. That's why you have the Six of Swords. The Six of Wands represents fraud, trickery, indecision, laziness, and rejection of the potential and efforts ignored. So maybe you have been putting in these efforts and they've been ignored. I don't believe that Leos are not, to me, they're not manipulative. They're more worried about, you know what I mean, about being the best that they can be and being the like center of attention. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is another fire sign that's doing this to you, which is probably like an Aries or Sagittarius. I don't believe it's another Leo. Leos just don't have that in their nature to like, you know what I mean, to trick people. You know, like they're too like courageous and somewhat vain to even do things like that. Like they'll do it to your face if they're going to do it, or they'll they're courageous. You know what I mean? They're Leo. They're the lion. You know what I mean? They're not afraid to do things like that. They are fearless zodiac signs. Next, you have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a card of ill wishes, cruelty, and degradation. This is really, really, really opposite of you. So I feel like whatever this this person or entity is was just not for you, or whatever you've been doing, whatever actions you've been doing is not for you. And it's not at work. It's like The wands are just action, period. You know what I mean? The wands are just action, period. And this could be another Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. I keep getting Aries. I feel like it's an Aries. But it's really crazy because you have fire and you have air. And um, fire does not exist without air. And you're mentally ahead of this person with this negative fiery energy who is trying to like take you down, but you're too smart for that. You're way too smart for that. You're way too smart for that. You're thinking with your mind instead of thinking with your actions, and that's really good. Next, you have the Empress, and the Empress, she is the queen of the universe. She has all 12 zodiac signs in her hair, and she goes with her natural instincts. The Empress goes with her natural instincts. This is really interesting because Leos are fire signs, but I now feel like they're using their opposite signs to make better decisions. I feel like they're using, you know what I mean, which is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. You know, but opposite of Leo is actually Aquarius. It's actually Aquarius. So you're using your natural instincts, and you're seeing above everything that you're going through right now, and the future indicates happiness and not being selfish. The Hermit next to the Empress, the Hermit means you have to go on an inward journey because this is not easy for you to do, Leo. This is not easy for you to do, so you're going on an inward journey to help you think clearer, think clearer and to not diminish your own light. And the Hermit represents stubbornness, objection, false humility, things you didn't really have to go through, self-delusion, and not being truthful in your own responses, and fear. You're not holding on to that fear now, Leo. Whatever you were fearful before, in this month of April, you are really thinking like a lawyer. You're thinking logically, specific on logic, and not with your heart, and that's good. And you're cutting off communication like an air sign, like a Gemini. You know what I mean? You're cutting off communication because like everything else, you can't have too much fire. You are a Leo, and then you have this other fire sign. I don't feel like it's you who's, you know what I mean? I feel like it's you being prepared for these things that this other fire sign is doing. You know what I mean? I feel like you're prepared for it. And so the best thing to do is when something is just not right for you is to cut off communication like what a Gemini would do. And that's really good because you have, I don't know if a lot of you, a lot of you may have Gemini in your moon or your rising sign or something like that, or in your moon sign. I'm actually a Gemini and I have Leo in my moon. You know what I mean? So you're doing exactly what I would do normally, but now you have to dwell deeper into yourself to try to do what Gemini can do. And you're doing it in the correct way because you're doing it in the right way. And it's really hard to actually do this and to cut this off and to cut this situation off because your heart was involved in it. And I don't even know, like, I'm not even speaking, I'm just speaking on life, period. When the wands come up, it's about life, period. It's not about specifically a relationship. It could be. The cups represents relationships, but you know what I mean? But this is a specific person, I feel like, who is a fire sign. You can't have too much fire. Too much fire without any air is not good. And that's why you have fire over here and air over here. You know what I mean? You're trying to balance this out. You know what I mean? Like, and you're doing what air signs need to do. And it's really interesting that these are crossed like this, you know. And you have the major arcana, the Empress, you know, here helping you. And then the Hermit is telling you to seek the light again, to seek the fire again, to seek, you know what I mean? Seek light. Light comes from fire. So whatever you're doing is really good for you and it's going to benefit you, even though it may seem like it's hard and it may seem like it's not. It's not like normally in your nature. So this is actually really good for you. You know, it's not a bad thing to cut things and to slice things and to dissect them and to just chop it up and screw it away. Your fire will come back, especially around your birthday. It will come back, of course, on your birthday. You know what I mean? So spring and summer is coming right around the corner. So once it starts to get warm, you will be great. I am Cathartic Psychic Healer. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share.